The rising energies are causing some people to expand and others to lash out. As sad as it is to see our Earth brothers and sisters killing one another, we anticipated the increase in those kinds of incidents. They are the natural result of your linear time crunching up in energy levels that have intensified all personal characteristics, including mental instability, and corresponding behavior. Those two powerful forces working in tandem are accelerating the activity of energy streamers with violent attachments. The ARCTURIAN group tell us that many people who don't know what's happening are responding the only way they know how, with frustration, fear, and violence. Powerful higher dimensional energies of ascension are affecting the Earth and everyone on it at this time, causing those who do not understand what is happening to lash out in frustration and fear, the only tools they know. They're causing deeply buried fears, anger, and negative emotions to surface for the unawakened as well as the awakened. Most are recognizing, clearing, and moving past whatever old energy arises, but the unawakened who still perceive life fully from a third-dimensional standpoint, act out with solutions based in duality and separation. Some people may be victims of violence because they've agreed to act as sacrifice souls. Salu Sa explains that notion. It may be difficult to understand, but sometimes a soul will sacrifice its life to emphasize the object of its existence. It is the ultimate gift to others that usually brings immense light to earth. Of these, the ARCTURIAN group say that there are those who lovingly created a soul plan to include the violent taking of their earthly life for the purpose of assisting mankind to awaken. John Kennedy and Martin Luther King are examples. There have been many others. Besides those individuals thrown off balance by the increased light, there are those who have always planned catastrophe for the majority of Earth's inhabitants. The Illuminati planned to reduce the population to a manageable 500 million. They also have seen their plans frustrated. What were their plans? All along, both Rothschild and Rockefeller factions of the Illuminati have used strategies in the original plan to reach their goal. They infiltrated governments, military forces, intelligence agencies, multinational corporations, law enforcement and justice systems, religious hierarchies, entertainment industry, medical and educational fields. They garnered fortunes by manipulating the global economy through stock markets, banking and lending institutions, usurious interest rates and unfair taxation. They initiated civil wars, wars between adjoining countries, and world wars II. Assassinated or imprisoned opposition. Formed terrorist groups. Suppressed and misused technologies. Controlled mainstream media and the illegal drug trade. And took over natural resources wherever they went. The original plan also included what they have failed to do: reduce the population by several billions via nuclear weaponry, toxic pollution, and pandemics caused by laboratory-designed viruses. All attempts toward that diabolical end have been thwarted by members of your universal family in your skies or living among you. Still, the two factions kept adding to their respective lines of dominoes and each felt that the world was coming within its grasp. But they failed to factor in the liberating impact of the light. What they hadn't taken into account is the light. After millennia of being held captive by the darkness that enshrouded the planet, the peoples started responding to the light beam to Earth by spiritually evolved civilizations. The more enlightened they became, the more determined they were to throw off the yoke of oppression and persecution, and voices for freedom grew in numbers and volume. All the while, the intensifying light also was exposing the Illuminati's global network of corruption and ruthlessness, and their dominoes started falling. In terms of time crunching up, to use Matthew's phrase, Mike Quincey's source explains that time is collapsing down to 0 point. Time still moves forward with ever-increasing speed, and you should gradually become aware of it. Eventually you will return to a no-time existence, as you were eons of time ago before you left the higher realms. While this is happening, several of our soul capabilities are coming back online. Sulai's Arcturians explain in more detail the mechanics by which the energies are bring about these changes. What is occurring now is that the higher light has been altering your earth vessel at very baseline frequencies that were once undetectable to your conscious mind. However, now your conscious mind is increasingly able to detect the higher frequencies of light because your superconscious mind has been teaching your third-dimensional brain how to expand its frequency range. However, your superconscious mind is awakening, and your perceptions and translations of reality are increasingly transmuting to consciously encompass the higher frequency of gamma waves. In fact, now, the gamma waves are penetrating your atmosphere, your reality, and your physical body. Therefore, your innate gamma wave fifth-dimensional consciousness is coming online with your conscious perceptions, and is beginning to intermingle with your third-dimensional perceptions. Hence, your 3D perceptions are expanding. However, it's we who've turned up the frequency, they assert. This expanded awareness may feel as if someone turned on the lights. Actually, that someone is you. You have turned up the frequency. As the fifth-dimensional light continues to activate your 97% junk DNA, your body, your consciousness and your perceptions will begin to calibrate to a higher frequency of light. Why everyone, without exception, is experiencing the higher energies in some way, they explain. Everyone is experiencing the new and higher frequencies of light, those in positions of authority as well as the victims. Everyone's emotions have moved closer to the surface, and where there is no understanding of what is taking place on Earth right now, reactions to it will vary according to levels of awareness. The beings of Venus through Natalie Glasson tell us that the higher energies are activating latent capabilities. The energy we are delivering to the Earth and humanity is akin to a large energy body of love consciousness. Within this energy are activations and remembrance of thinking, feeling and knowing from a space of love. The natural love which exists within all and is the love of the Creator. Thinking, feeling and knowing from a space of love can only be born from within you. Groups of higher beings like themselves are helping us make use of that love, they explain. We, the beings of Venus, are bringing forth a consciousness of love in order to inspire the same to activate from within your being. Those who are open to the energies may find their mind jumping from one thought to another in an unfocused manner, the Master Hilarion tells us. As the energies intensify even more than before, it is difficult to stay focused on any one thing for any length of time. One's mind jumps from one thought to another without any logical conclusion. It is a case of having entered into a known territory where everything is possible, and there are no handholds or footholds to grab onto. It is therefore important to be aware that you do not have to do anything or accomplish anything in particular during these moments. All you must do is ride the wave as it comes and experience it. Nothing else is required. So this is a time when all of us may feel as if we're riding a wild horse. If we accept the rise of love from our hearts and remind ourselves to send it out to the world, increasing Gaia's quotient of light right now, we'll be contributing to the ending of the storm and the return of the calm.